So the thing that's impacted me the most is the age of some of the monks that are walking, and that some of them are choosing to walk without shoes so that they can be, yes, connected to the earth, but also with every mindful step, they accept the suffering on our behalf. And that's a big one for me.
Sad.
Yeah, so thank you, monks. If you see this, thank you.
But what if you like somebody because he or she is so handsome, so beautiful, and you love it, and you try every way to talk with that person, and finally you get to marry that person, brought that person home and live with you. Now let me ask you, is that suffer or not? You got it. Now you got it. Okay? Earlier I mentioned that if you cannot get what you want, you suffer. Now you got what you want. Is that suffer or not? Why are you laughing? Double. Suffer. Double. Triple. You know why? Because now you have to protect it. You have to do everything to protect that person. You don't want to lose him or her. Right? You hold it tight. You are just like this, holding your fist like just like this, loosely like this. But somehow when you marry one person who you love a lot too much, and then you hold it real tight, trying to hold your fist, you see if you hold it tight, are you tired or not? Same way. If you hold somebody too tight, it's because you have to protect that person. You're afraid that she or him, he gonna leave you. Somebody gonna take him or her away from you, which one day she or he will leave you, regardless how much you protect it, how much you hold it. That is a type of detachment, right? The more you hold it tight, the tighter you are, the suffer you are. And so one day, that person left you. We suffer way much, a lot more than usual. So we suffer double, triple. So who's in here in this crowd that been doing that? There you go. Honesty. We did. We protect the person who we love. We don't want to lose. But impermanent. Either he or she will die. Either you broke up with her, she broke up with you because we don't have the same voice. Or either somebody else is better than us. Who knows? But everything's all impermanent. So if the more we expect, the more we suffer. So check ourselves to see if you hold that person way too tight. If you do, lose it a little bit. Whatever that you hold it too tight, it tends to lose, to go away from you. Because the more you hold it tight, the more your mind is not purified. Your mind is always thinking, oh, she's probably cheat on me. She probably talk with somebody right now. And why is she coming home so late? Things like that keep popping up in your head. You created it yourself. Is that right? She didn't do it, but you created it in your head like that. And one day she get upset. She go ahead and do what you expected it. What you thought in your head. And everything broke. Right? That is our human mind. Our mind is like that. That's why I call our mind is a wild animal. Do we have any wild animal in this state park? Have? Yes, okay. Well, we have a lot here. I have my wild animal inside of me. We all have one. Not just one, many. Imagine in this world, as many wild animals in this world, we have everything in our world, inside of our head, our mind. Okay, that animal just keep thinking about bad things. I have no clue why, but we always think about bad things. And when we are free, have nothing to do, we tend to do bad things. That's the human mind. That's why I call monkey mind. That monkey mind is not staying at one place, keep jumping back and forth. And so, please, if you attach to anything in this life way too much, then you need to think again. Try to lose it. Try to relax. Relax yourself. It will help you. Okay? Just like in our Asian, when our parents die, we cry a lot. Do we cry when our parent die? It's different with India. India people, who's in India? Okay, many. Why are you so many here?
Because we love peace.
Well, India, when somebody passes away, they don't cry like us. Is that right?
Yes.
We cry a lot.
You?
We cry a lot.
Oh, you cry a lot? You probably 1 out of 1,000 or millions. They're not crying a lot because they think that, oh, he go with God. He go to see God. And so not many, but in our Vietnamese, Asian, we cry a lot. I'm telling you, I don't know how to describe it, but we cry every day. And I always chilly a little. Are we not working today? Why do I have to ask this question every day? Thank you so much, Secretary. Thank you everybody for coming today. It's beautiful. Today is a beautiful day. We crossed to that, what do you call it, lake? To this lake is really beautiful. And we did the blessing, chanting to transfer our merit to other departed people, beings around this area, the whole state park, earlier when we walk. Today is our 90 days walking. We still have about 3 to 4 weeks more to go. It all depends on the weather. And so we expect it to be at the White House by February the 11th. The 10th we will reach to Washington, D.C., and we will spend 3 days in D.C. And of course, we will do a loving kindness meditation that I expected to have over 10,000 participants. So if any of you willing to join the loving kindness meditation to radiate that metta, that loving kindness to our nation, to the world, you're more than welcome to register to join. This is very important time. Loving kindness, if we can do that all together, with that energy, it would change a lot of things. Okay, so I respectfully invite all of you who are willing to participate in this event, then please check with our coordinators or on our page to find more information about it. Okay, so now this time I have talked 89 days already. So I think that for most of us, we have either joined in person or listening to online, right? Already? Yes. And why are we still here? Not bored yet? Okay. Q&A. Any question for me? Yes.
I know your culture and your philosophy talks about no attachments, but how about your attachment to your lovely Aloka?
That's a good question. In our practicing Buddhism, no attachment, right? But she asked me, what about Aloka that I attached to? Many people, well, actually our media team who control those pages, social media pages, they send me some of the comments online. And they mention it to me. Many people say that when the Venerable Monks, when you met with Aloka, when he came back yesterday, seems like Aloka is not attached to you, but you attached to Aloka. Aloka means a lot to me, and I just smile. And today you have that question, so let me tell you. Aloka been gone for 10 days for the surgery, right? On the day that I decided to let him go for a surgery, from that day until to yesterday, my mind was blank about Aloka. Okay? When I decided to do something, I willing to let it go. Just like when back then in 2018, I went to Myanmar to practice meditation. And when I went there, because I had done a lot of things in Fort Worth, Texas, building temple, building a lot of things, do a lot of things, and I have a foundation in Fort Worth, Texas, do a lot of things, basically. And so, by the time when I decided to leave everything behind to go to Myanmar to practice, when I left Fort Worth, Texas, I left everything behind. I have never have a thought that, oh, I want to go back home, or I miss home, I miss everybody, and things like that. Because I know with that type of attachment is not going to help me. Because a lot of people supported me for me to go study and practice. So if I have that type of attachment, it means that I could not practice. There's no way that I can practice if I have that defilement mind, right? So with that defilement mind, it's going to pull me down. I cannot move forward. So I left everything behind and I focused on my studying and practicing in Myanmar for 2 years. Meditate straight for 2 years. 2020, my teachers called me back. Well, at the beginning, he said that I will let you go for 5 to 7 years to study. Only 2 years he called me back. He called me back and then I left Myanmar to come back to Fort Worth, Texas. And there's a lot of people ask me, how's your mind? After 2 years staying alone, practice meditation, noble silence, just breathe in and breathe out, doing nothing, one meal, like this much of rice in the morning and then meditate throughout the day and night. You miss those times? Or you have any desire to go back to Myanmar to continue that journey? I say no. Because now I'm here in Fort Worth, Texas. I will play my role here and I will be here 100%. And now this journey the same. Like, this is not the first time I let a loca left me. There are many times that I have to travel around the world, travel to Vietnam, Myanmar, India, and things like that. And so, months, not 10 days. And every time when I come back, of course, he's very happy, excited to see me. He will push me down on the ground. If you go back to our page, you can see every time when I come home, that's what it happened. My rope also, he gonna tear my rope off. And so, for me, when I raise a loca, I love him because I know he deserves it. But when I decided to do something, I would not let all those to drag me down, to pull me back. So I don't have that type of attachment. Because when I practice something, I want to share with you. In this life, if we attach to too much thing, it's not good for us. You know yourself. We attach to our parents, we attach to our husband and wife, our kids, our friends, all those things. Your clothing, your house, your car, all those things, we attach a lot. And the more we attach, the suffer we are. Right? One sample that I always mention, and now that attachment is suffering. Attachment is suffering. So, when you want something in this life, you could not get it, cannot achieve it. You suffer, right? Because that is desire. When we have any type of desire and then you could not get it, we suffer.
Imagine for a moment that you have finally found the person of your dreams. You know the feeling. That electric spark of attraction when you see someone who is so handsome or so beautiful that they seem to magnetize the very air around them. You try every possible way to talk to them, to catch their eye, to weave your life into theirs. And then, against the odds, it happens. You fall in love, you marry, and you bring that person home to share your life. It is the fairy tale ending we are all taught to chase. But here is the difficult question. One that requires us to look past the romance and into the machinery of the human heart. Now that you have exactly what you wanted, are you free from suffering? Or has the suffering merely changed its shape? We often move through life under the illusion that happiness is a destination we reach once we acquire the right things, the partner, the house, the status. We believe that if we cannot get what we want, we suffer. This is a truth we all know. The pain of longing is sharp and familiar. But we rarely discuss the second, more insidious trap. The suffering of getting what you want. When you finally hold that precious thing in your hands, the dynamic shifts instantly from acquisition to protection. You have it, and now you are terrified of losing it. You hold it tight, like a fist clenching a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more the tension travels up your arm, exhausting your muscles, draining your spirit. This is the double suffering of attachment. We suffer in the pursuit, and then we suffer double in the possession. Because now we must stand guard. We become the anxious sentries of our own happiness, sleeplessly watching for any sign that our treasure might slip away. This anxiety does not arise from the object of our love itself. It arises from the wild animal that lives inside our own minds. We often speak of the monkey mind in mindfulness circles. But it is helpful to think of it even more viscerally, as an untamed creature prowling the wilderness of our consciousness. Just as a state park might be home to bears or wolves, our minds are populated by wild thoughts that refuse to sit still. This internal animal is obsessed with the negative. Have you ever noticed how, when you are idle and have nothing to do, your mind rarely drifts toward gratitude or peace? Instead, it gravitates toward catastrophe. Consider the relationship you fought so hard to secure. Your partner is late coming home. There is no evidence of wrongdoing. Yet the wild animal in your mind begins to spin a story. Why is he late? Who is she talking to? Is there someone else better than me? The mind jumps back and forth, fabricating betrayal out of thin air. You create a hell in your own head, suffering over events that have not happened and likely never will. You project your insecurity onto your beloved, tightening your grip, questioning their movements, suffocation the very love you are trying to save. And often, this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The pressure of your attachment, the weight of your suspicion, eventually pushes the other person away. They did not do the thing you feared, but you created a reality where the relationship could not breathe. We must recognize that this wild animal is not who we are. It is simply a habit of the mind that requires training. A beast that needs to be gently tamed rather than allowed to run the show. The antidote to this tight, fearful gripping is a deep, unflinching acceptance of impermanence. This is a hard lesson, perhaps the hardest one we human beings have to learn. We want things to last forever. We want our parents to live indefinitely. We want our children to stay safe in our nests. We want our love stories to have no final chapter. But the nature of reality is change. Everything that comes together must eventually fall apart. It is the law of the universe. Relationships end, people change, and death is an inevitability. If we ignore this, we are fighting a war against reality, a war we are destined to lose. Different cultures handle this confrontation with loss in profound ways. In many Asian traditions, particularly in Vietnam, the grieving process is visceral and heavy. When a parent dies, the children cry with an intensity that seems to shake the earth. They weep every day, holding on to the sorrow as a testament to their love. Contrast this with the cultural perspective often found in India, where the approach to death can be strikingly different. There, you might see fewer tears, not because there is less love, but because there is a different understanding, a belief that the beloved has gone to be with the divine, that they have completed a journey. The attachment is looser, the hand is more open. This is not to say we should not grieve. We are human, and tears are the language of the heart. But there is a difference between grieving a loss and being drowning in the refusal to let go. When we understand that everything is borrowed, our cars, our homes, our bodies, our loved ones, we can enjoy them more fully in the present moment because we aren't paralyzed by the fear of their eventual departure. We learn to hold our fist loosely. We learn that the bird sits on your hand only if you do not crush it. This brings us to a nuanced question. Can we love deeply without being attached? Is it possible to care profoundly for someone without the heavy chains of possession? I am often asked this regarding my own life. As a monk, I speak of non-attachment. Yet I have a dog named Aloka whom I clearly love. People see us together. How he jumps on me when I return from a trip. How he playfully tries to tear at my robes. How I smile at his antics, and they ask, "Venerable, aren't you attached to Aloka?" It is a fair question, and it cuts to the heart of what mindful love really looks like. There is a distinction between love and entanglement. Love is the appreciation of the being in front of you. Entanglement is the need for that being to validate your existence. When Aloka had to go away for surgery for 10 days, I made the decision to let him go for his own well-being. From the moment that decision was made until the moment he returned, my mind was blank regarding him. I did not spend those 10 days worrying, pacing, or checking the phone. I did not fill my mental space with what if scenarios. This was not because I do not care, but because true care requires clarity. If I am consumed by anxiety, I am of no use to him or myself. When I am with him, I am 100% with him. I let him push me to the ground. I engage with his joy. But when I am not with him, I do not carry the weight of his absence. This is the practice. To love fiercely when you are present, and to let go completely when you are apart. It is a lightness of being that allows you to move through the world without being dragged down by the invisible threads of worry. This capacity to be where you are is not a superpower reserved for the enlightened. It is a discipline we can all cultivate. It is the discipline of wholeheartedness. A few years ago, I left my home base in Fort Worth, Texas, to practice intensive meditation in the caves and monasteries of Myanmar. I had spent years building a foundation in Texas, constructing temples, organizing communities, and creating a life filled with responsibilities and connections. Yet, when the time came to leave for my spiritual training, I had to drop it all. I remember leaving the airport and feeling a profound sense of dropping. I did not look back. For 2 years, living in noble silence, eating one meal a day, and meditating for hours on end, I did not allow my mind to drift back to Texas. I did not sit in the cave wondering how the foundation was running or if my friends missed me. If I had carried Texas with me into that cave, I would have wasted my time. I would not have been in Myanmar. I would have been in a mental purgatory of nostalgia and distraction. To practice, you must be single-minded. You must play your role in the present moment with total commitment. When I was a meditator, I was 100% a meditator. And when my teacher called me back to the US earlier than expected, I did not cling to the peace of the cave. I did not mourn the loss of my solitude. I simply packed my bags and returned to be 100% present in Texas again. This is the freedom of the open hand, the ability to pick up a role and play it fully, and then put it down and walk away when the scene changes. This internal practice of letting go naturally flows outward into how we engage with the world. It transforms from a personal discipline into a vehicle for peace. Currently, we are engaged in a walk for peace, a pilgrimage of over 90 days that will take us all the way to the White House in Washington, D.C. This is not just a physical act of walking. It is a manifestation of the very mindfulness we have been discussing. We walk through rain, through changing weather, past beautiful lakes and through difficult terrain. It is physically demanding, yet we continue. Why? Because we are generating energy, not the frantic energy of the monkey mind, but the grounded, powerful energy of metta, or loving kindness. We are walking to generate a reservoir of peace that we can share with the nation. When we reach the capital, we plan to gather 10,000 people to sit in silence and radiate loving kindness. Imagine the power of that. If one mind can create a hell of jealousy and fear, imagine what 10,000 minds, united in an intention of peace, can create. We are inviting everyone to join this frequency. You do not have to be a monk. You do not have to be a Buddhist. You simply have to be willing to drop your heavy baggage, unclench your fists, and contribute your own sense of calm to the collective atmosphere. We believe that this energy can change things. It can soften the hardness in the world. But it starts with the individual. It starts with you deciding that you will no longer be a victim of your own wild thoughts. That you will no longer hold onto life so tightly that you crush it. So, this is the invitation for your own life. Right here, right now. You do not need to walk to Washington, D.C. to find this peace. Nor do you need to move to a cave in Myanmar. You simply need to check yourself. Look at your hands. Are they clenched tight? Holding on to fear, holding on to expectations, holding on to the need to control the people you love? If they are, you are likely tired. You are likely suffering double. Try to relax. Try to loosen your grip just a little bit. Trust that you can love your family without possessing them. Trust that you can do your work without being destroyed by the stress of it. Trust that when loss comes, as it inevitably will, you will have the strength to face it because you haven't exhausted yourself by fighting the future. The mind is a wild animal. Yes, but it can be tamed with patience and breath. Life is impermanent. Yes, but that is exactly what makes this moment so precious. When we stop clinging, we start living. We can walk through our days with the same deliberate, open-hearted cadence as a pilgrim walking toward peace, cherishing every step, loving every soul we meet, but always, always ready to let go and move forward to what lies ahead.